Right, okay, so last part, I promise. Thanks for bearing with me if you have. Yeah, so we just talked about the sort of the thicknessing of a component. You can also add things like weight, so you can start weighing up. I mean, in my next video, I'm going to do the kind of basic setup of Fusion, um, which will show you that when you bring components in, you can weight them. You can weight the actual model itself once you've thicknessed it, given it a thickness. Um, you can create a weight for that. So you can start actually, doing some pretty in-depth simulation up, right up front before you've actually created it. So I've talked about fillets. Okay, so I want just before. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm going to show you Cura actually. Okay, so here we go. So here's that model that I just sent in from Fusion. Just close you. Yeah, so that's just the model. Why isn't that? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so that was the conduit. I just sent it and it's put it on the print bed. This kind of box is the print space. So you can see here I've selected Anycubic i3 Mega, which is probably the printer that I'll buy. I think it's about 250 quid. It's not a, it's a decent printer for the price, and it'll do what I want to do. As you can see, the print space isn't that big, which means I'm going to have to print out in chunks and then kind of glue everything together. But that's fine to suffice. Yeah, so that's how easy it is, and you just slice it, and as long as the printer's set up, yeah, print and it'll print it. It really isn't that hard. I mean, setting the printer up is really just making sure that the print bed's flat. That's really it. Making sure your temperatures for the extruder or the part that melts the plastic um, is right as well, and that's it. It's easy. I it's just like unbelievably easy. I thought after I'd done it the first time, I was like, oh, not quite sure why I thought it was good. I thought it was going to be a lot more technical and etc. But it's not. It's really easy. So yeah, that's the 3D print part. Yeah. Um. So I've had some problems already when I've been doing this. One of them has been I've copy and pasting, so you can copy and paste. But I've had a few problems because what you really need to do is when you copy and paste, you need to create your different planes to paste onto. You can copy and paste and then just move a part or move a sketch, but it always retains the reference points from the original sketch because that's where it was created from. But if you create a new plane, for example, and you copy the sketch, paste it onto the new plane, you don't have the problem because the origin or the reference points are within that plane. So that was a problem I had, which I've solved, which did drive me crazy, and it will drive you crazy as well. Uh, yeah, what was the other one I had? Scaling, yeah. So taking parts and scaling them, because when I was doing the fuselage, for example, I wanted to take a profile and just scale it down, like 5% as it went down, and I had problems with that as well. Similar to the copy and paste problems I had, it was reference points and things. However, I think I've got a decent method for that now, and I'll do that in one of the in the fuselage video. Thinking ahead is definitely a good thing. You really need to think of what you want to do in the end. I've talked about the rollback. Yeah, so I'm going to talk now. I'm going to show you something else. So this is something that I really like. So I'm going to show you the Fusion app, in which you can put on your smartphone. So basically, what the app lets you do is you can go in and look at all your data, just as this is an exact copy of the stuff that's in here. I'm going to go into my Lars one. This is a mirror of my phone here, just on my computer, so you can see it. So there you go. So now what you can do in here is I can oops, that didn't work. So I need to check. Okay, post that. Now if I open the comments up in Fusion, so this is now in Fusion. You can see that's been added to it. It's not spelled very well, but it's been added to it. So why I like this is because if you're lying in bed at night, or you're waiting, picking the kids up or something, you can, and you're just thinking of stuff, you can jot things down on the model. You can check things. You can put ideas on there. So I really love it, because sometimes at night when I'm just going to bed and I'm thinking, wonder how I'm going to do this, or how I'm going to do that, or should I try this or try that. It just helps, infinitely in your kind of concepts and ideas. So yeah, so I thought that was really good. Um, yeah, so the last part really is we're not looking for 100%. That's the main thing here. We're not looking for a model which is absolutely 100%. So you can give and take on bits and pieces here and there. But anyway, so that was my kind of how I've selected or got to the selection of Fusion. So the next video I'll do is going to be kind of how to set up Fusion. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. Have a nice day.